Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 4. My name is Joe, or Boris's Food.
And my name is Saya, or also known as Boogie Summer or Boris Vibe. And here we have as a guest.
Hello, everyone. I am Arcfuu, also known as Arc for short. On the server, I am Boris's brain, and my real name's Alan. Thanks for having me.
Boris,
Hey,
good to have you, man. Good to have you.
good to have you, man. Yeah,
All right. So, as always, little warning about deep topics, politics, religion, everything. People are gonna have their own opinions. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
stuff that's potentially not for kids.
yeah. Well, I don't think any kids should be listening to this podcast.
Yeah, especially
Viewers discrimination is advised.
Yeah.
Where would this?
All right, let's get
Oh
right
yeah,
into it. So you know what I'm gonna ask you already as the first question.
Yeah, I do.
What's your favorite food, my man?
Oh man, the golden question.
Yes,
You
it
know what I'm gonna
is.
say?
I have no idea. I have an
what are you gonna
idea.
say,
Actually, I
man?
do
What are
have
you
an
gonna say?
idea, but
You guys guess. I want to see your
All
guys'
right,
guess.
hey, can you give me like a multiple answer?
multiple.
Like
Like a hint.
a ABC. You know what I'm saying?
Starts with a letter F.
Okay. Letter F.
Such as an F.
Can
I
I get
think
an F in the chat, please? Because
I think
fuck,
I
this
I
is
think
gonna be
that
hard.
I think that eliminates my idea. Um, fuck. Uh,
Fondue.
Oh yes,
fondue.
you got me.
Yes. Man. I knew you
Um.
were a connoisseur, dude.
Oh crap! Well, I actually don't know. Okay, I was gonna say that pineapple, the pineapple bun that we always talk about.
Bola bao.
Fruity,
Yeah, that's what it
dude.
is.
Dude. I was gonna say Fruity Loops, and then I realized that's a fucking music
Fruity
program,
Loops.
isn't it?
Fruity
Yeah.
Loops. I have no
There's
idea.
Isn't
Fruit
it?
Loops.
Fruit
There's
Loops.
Fruit
That's a
Loops.
cereal.
Oh yeah. That's
Fruit Loops is a cereal. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll just come out and say it. It's
Yeah.
fried rice.
Oh damn.
bro.
Yes,
What?
sir.
Oh
There's
that
2 words.
the
This motherfucking cheating, bro. He gave us
You
one
just said
letter for the
you
first
said letter.
word.
Hey, listen, he ain't wrong. It did start with an F.
Yeah, when you
Oh
ask
my
for letter,
god.
I'm like, I don't know if you'll
Actual
get it off the letter.
no. I was
Damn.
I was asking for multiple choice. You know when
Oh, multiple choice.
like a dialogue option when you play fucking I don't
So
know,
yeah,
bro.
like
Like a
A, B, C,
RPG.
D.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
that's on me. But yeah, fried rice. That's my
Right.
go-to.
is there like a
Oh yeah.
specific type of fried rice? So like
Yeah,
shrimp,
surely there's gotta be a
veggie.
specific type.
Not really. Like I just like fried rice. There are bad fried rice and there are good fried rice, but that's the good thing about fried rice. There's variety and that's what I like about it. And cheap.
That's
Ah,
facts. Very
true.
cheap. Very cheap.
Bro, personally, I love garlic rice, dude. That shit
Never had it.
bangs.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
man, you never had it? Dude,
No.
you know how garlic tastes, right? Tastes bang. Like it tastes like a
Yeah.
bomb, right? And then you have a rice, bro. It's literally the best of both worlds.
I do like my
It's
garlic
so
bread.
good.
Mm,
I know.
olive bread is pretty good.
Dude, I had garlic bread yesterday. Bro.
Hey,
Shush.
Bussin'.
bussin'. All right. Well, on to the next question. I also am planning to ask this to every guest we have on.
Okay.
What's
The
your favorite
1-2
game,
punch.
or what's your favorite, or what game are you most excited about?
Ooh man, this is a little toughie for me.
Yeah, I'm
Toughie, yeah?
sure.
Toughy offy.
Toughie not because I play a lot of games, it's because I don't play a lot of games. Like recently, only because of COVID, I started playing games again.
Oh, productive member of society, eh?
He really is.
Not a leech.
Yeah,
Not a
I could
leech
thank
like
my friend for that. He drags me out of the house all the time.
okay.
But my favorite game at the moment and what I'm looking for, right now I have to say if I were on this podcast like maybe a couple weeks ago, it would have been Apex.
But
But right now I kind of go with League.
oh yes,
Joe and I are
sir.
getting back in the League grind.
My
Yes,
God, are
we
you
are.
back into League now?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
You've gone back into the cesspool of toxicity, huh?
Yeah. Okay. So here's the thing, though, right? So a little context, I guess. So I showed Alan the new Pokemon Unite game, which is the new Pokemon MOBA.
Okay,
Mhm.
Which is
okay.
I wrote this down as a topic, but we might as well talk about it now. Um, so yeah, it's a MOBA game on the Switch based on Pokemon, and it's really fun. It's just some of the mechanics are a little clunky, and me and Alan have had our fair share of rages, but
Yeah.
um but because of those clunky mechanics, at least to me, going back to League, bro, it feels so crisp.
Yeah,
It feels
definitely.
so crisp.
I feel like
Damn,
League
that's
is if where you
crazy.
want to like try hard or not try hard, but I don't know. Pokemon Unite is kind of just chill. It's like, oh, I'm just hanging out with people, and League is like,
Yeah,
I want something intense or something that makes me feel proud that I did it. In
yeah,
Pokemon Unite, freaking, you could be Snorlax, sit on someone, oh, I got a kill. That's cool.
yeah. There's a drive to win in League.
Yeah.
There's a drive to win.
Jeez. This is like the if this was like food, bro, it was like you ate the cheap version of a cake and you went to eat like a good version of the cake and you just went, yeah, cake's my favorite now.
Yeah,
Like it used to be beef, but now cake's my favorite.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
just the contrast. But I mean, I really don't know why did we get back into League. I think I asked you because I got back into League.
I think okay, here's the you've been wanting to play League, but
Yeah.
I was the one who didn't want to play. You and Ryan started playing.
Yes. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
you and my brother started playing, and I
Mm.
didn't want to get back in it. But then my IRL friend started playing
That's
it.
right.
Yeah, and I was like, I kind of want a game that I could play with that person. So then got back into it.
Yeah. And then now he's playing with us. Have you played with that IRL friend like in a while?
Not in a while. Like I've been playing with you guys. I've been trying to
Damn.
invite her to come play with us, but she's just scared of you, as you already know.
Wait, what?
Okay. And now, Alan, you can go ahead and start this.
For
Explain this, bro.
context, I
Yeah.
told her that Joe is Korean, and Koreans are crazy at games. So
Oh
now she
my
doesn't want to play with
God.
him because he's like, Koreans are built different. So yep, that's the context.
Oh
How's she
man.
gonna how's she gonna be scared of the carry though?
I
You know
know.
what I
I'm
mean?
like, come on, it's gonna be good games.
Supposedly, okay, so supposedly she's really good, and she's been playing a lot. Um,
Hmm.
and according to Alan, she's actually really good at the game, and she plays some like high skill champs like Silas and who's that other
Talon.
character she played?
I think it was just Silas, Talon, Lux, sometimes Set.
Is that damn? Okay, yeah, I don't. But when he mentioned Silas, I was like, damn, she really like
Started
into
off with
League.
Silas.
Yeah, like goddamn, she's like actually kind of serious about this. But yeah, I'm actually really curious to play with her now. Um,
Hmm.
because
I think what it is, right, is that she's scared that the hype that's being built up around her is like gonna make you disappointed in her when she does something bad.
listen, here's the thing with me though, and Alan, you should send her the podcast. um, um, shout out to this to Alan's friend. I don't know what your name is, but shout out.
Shout out to the Silas main.
Yeah, shout out to the Silas man.
Yep.
Um, but
Who's
so
got a tier class, man.
I've been told this before, right? Back when I played R6, there's a there's a mutual friend of ours between me and a mod, which is another friend. Um, and so he joined us for R6, and he was like, "Yo, what ethnicity are you?" And I was like, "I'm Korean, bro." And he immediately just asked me, "Damn, why the hell are you so loud and bad?"
Dang.
I
Oh.
like, and I kind of like, I kind
Racist
of
motherfucker, bro.
no, I immediately understood though, right? Because if you go to any like professional Korean player, they're so quiet and like they just focus on the game. They don't rage. Most of them don't rage. They're just petty. They're petty, but they don't like audibly rage. I'm the complete
Man,
opposite. I will
this
fucking
motherfucker just racist, bro.
I will go off. I mean, yeah, there's
This motherfucker just racist to you, bro. He just said, "Bro, you Korean? Why you loud?"
I know, but
First of all, bro, just because you're Korean, you can't be loud. Oh
there's
my
levels
god,
to it. There's levels to it.
this motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, but I mean,
And
Don't throw
second of all,
hands with him.
bro, he called you trash. That's
yeah.
the worst part. He
Nah,
actually called you literally garbage.
I've beaten him in R6 multiple times in a 1v1. I have beaten him.
This man should not be talking if he's the one getting his ass beat by somebody he's calling
He's
bad.
beaten me more times, but I
He's
have
all
beaten him.
talk. Oh,
Yeah, he has
Oh,
beaten me a fair amount of times. But
so you're like just rivals then,
I don't
right?
play R6 anymore because personally I think that that game's even more toxic than League is. That's a statement.
true.
Oh,
But yeah, I okay. So with the whole loud thing, I think it's because I'm a second generation Korean living in America. Um,
all
so
right. So it's your upbringing, right?
it's my upbringing. Yeah, it's I wasn't I was so I was raised in around Korean culture, but I was taught like in with an American culture. So it's just that.
I reckon you're just naturally loud, though, right?
Yeah, I think I am because both my
I
parents are
mean,
pretty loud.
yeah, dude,
Runs in
you
the
already
family.
admitted, yeah, you
It
already
does.
admitted, like, first episode, do you love talking, right? I
Oh, I
mean,
love talking.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's that ain't got nothing to do with culture, bro. I reckon you would have been naturally loud, anyways.
probably, probably. It actually does. Well, actually, I can't say it runs in the family because most of my cousins are quiet. But my aunts and uncle, boy, and my grandpa. Oh my gosh, dude, both sides they just love talking.
All right,
Oh
all
my,
right.
yeah. I think it does run in the family.
With such ability, you must have the voice for it.
Well, I
For me,
wish.
I'm not a talkative person. Like, if you ask anyone that I've been friends with IRL, I'm usually the quiet one of the group.
That's facts.
That's facts. That's
Hmm.
facts.
But with that, I often like look to you for like verification as to whether uh something is funny or something is right or wrong because you just be quiet and I feel like you're just silently like
Silently judging or
yeah,
something.
silent not judging but like scoping out the situation. Like I feel like you're very
Just
um
constantly reading the mood.
yeah, adept at reading the vibe.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Um so I guess yeah, so we talked about our favorite games. Oh yeah, so is there any upcoming game that you're excited about?
There really isn't. I don't really look at game news, like what's coming up and whatnot.
Fair.
So not really.
Mm, same. All right. Well, I guess moving on from that.
Oh wait,
Um,
actually,
oh,
Pokemon Arceus. I'm kind of looking for that.
yes. True.
I
True.
forgot about the Switch because I don't use it too much, but
Hey,
that might
it's
be a game I might cop.
yeah, we might all cop that. I think we are. And honestly, I've been thinking about pre-ordering it just to
Hmm.
just to, have it there, but I don't know what my financial situation is going to be like after SF. So, um yeah, and we'll get to the whole SF conversation in a bit.
Already.
Um so moving on from that, um I guess this can tie into the gaming conversation a little bit. What's the story behind your name? How'd you come up with it? Obviously, it's inspired by Pokemon, but what?
Oh man. All right.
Yeah.
So my original username was Arcanine101, or I like to say 101. But yeah, Arcanine101. Arcanine is my favorite Pokemon, and I chose that Pokemon because I like fire types, and I also like the animal tigers. So I jumped to the Pokemon Arcanine. Then it's not clean to have a name Arcanine 101, and then Arcanine in the name is kind of like I don't know. I don't know what you say about that, but like you don't want that kind of username. So I gotta come up with something clean, easy to say. And if people don't know Arcanine, they say it weird like Arcanine or
Right.
something weird, right? So I'm like, okay,
Arcanine.
Arc. Arc is a good short name that works. And I was like, but Arc is too short because some usernames you can't. You had to have more than 3 letters.
Oh, true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so I couldn't just have Arc, and then Arc might have been taken anyway. So I had to come up with something unique. So I was thinking about like all this stuff, like Arc Boy, Arc Rice, all that
Arc,
stuff.
bro, you already know, bro. This guy, Arc Rice, really?
Arc Rice.
My
Yeah,
gosh,
Arc Rice
fried
sounds
rice.
nice. Yeah, it sounds nice. But then I'm like, and then I also have like the YouTuber slash film creator kind of like idea in mind. So I'm like, I need a name that will look good if I do like signatures or anything like that, you know?
Right, marketable,
Oh,
marketable.
yes.
Mm-hmm. And I also watched a YouTuber called Wong Fu.
Oh, I forgot about Wong Fu.
Yeah, so I'm
I used
like,
to watch them
you
too. Yeah.
know, um, for information, my last name is Wong as well. But I'm like, Wong Fu, that's so cool. I'm like, I'll add it to my name. I'm like Kung Fu, Tofu, Wong Fu,
Yeah.
all the things I like.
Arc,
So I'm like Arc
Arc.
Fu, and I just added a double
Ah,
U's because like 6 letters look lot nicer than 5. And then with the 2 U's, and when I do a signature, you can make a smiley face like the user eyes.
Wow.
dang,
Well,
that's
yo,
genius.
there's been
That's a
lots
lot
of
of
thought that's
thought.
been
There's a lot of
yeah, there's been
thought,
a lot
bro.
of thought that's put into this. I kind of really like that.
Yeah, my username, there's been a lot of thought put into it. I
That's
don't think it's gonna change anytime soon.
that's really cool. I
Not
can't
gonna
say that
change at
about my
all.
name. Shit. Um, so I guess you talked about your filmmaking or YouTuber kind of possibility.
Yes.
Um, so to my knowledge, you're majoring in film in college, right?
Yes.
Sure.
More specifically, it's called Cinema and Digital Media,
Oh,
Hmm,
that's right.
hmm.
Okay.
CDM for short. But basically film. That's what I just tell everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure that's easier.
Mm-hmm.
So why'd you choose your major? What college do you go to, and what are your future plans?
Okay, so I attend UC Davis. Whoopie doo, go Aggies. Um, why I chose film? The reason is like as someone who grew up with like little to no exposure, gaming every now and then, no friends. It's like I don't know. I didn't know what I wanted to do in the future, right? All I had was YouTube gaming. So then it's kind of, I don't, what's the word, like it's kind of bound to happen that someone with that kind of mindset goes into something film wise, like a
Right.
Twitch streamer, YouTuber, or like a director, film director. If you want to go into more professionalism.
Right, right, right.
So yeah, yeah, I had trouble figuring out what I wanted to do. Like at one point, I was like, "Oh, I want to be an architect." One point, I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll go into culinary, engineering, computer science." But I kind of just like ended up in film because I like I don't know about you guys, but I love cinematics. Cinematics just to me seem really cool, and then some are able to tell like amazing stories. So I hope, like in the future, one day I'll be able to do that as well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Be your own Steven Spielberg. I like that. I
Mm-hmm.
like that.
So yeah,
For
that's
sure.
kind of the inspiration behind what behind my major.
Interesting. So what's like the big picture goal for you?
The big picture goal is there really isn't any big picture goal.
I mean, yeah,
Um
for now it's just like graduating college, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of just graduate college. I didn't really there really isn't any idea in mind because I don't know, Asian households are like, oh, be a doctor, be a lawyer and that stuff, right? But
Yeah.
this is me kind of going with what I might be happy with. But because of that, I don't know what's gonna be at the end of the road or the tunnel. Um But I'm also planning to double in design as well. So I'll be a film and design major. So that'll probably give me more options after college. And hopefully I go into something, I don't know, like I could end up at Pixar. I could end up being a film director or being on a film set. Like anything, any of that would be cool.
Damn. Okay.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick. Since you're like real passionate about it, right? Have you
Yeah.
made any films? And if so, like, yeah, what kind of films do
No,
you? Oh,
no,
you haven't?
I have not made any like film stuff like as I would be proud of. Like I've made montages, I've edited stuff, and that's what kind of pointing me in the direction as film as well. I like that aspect, but yeah, I haven't really had it in myself to start actually making stuff, and that's probably a little of a like a setback or a problem. But hopefully in the future, I'll jump over that.
Oh, okay. Uh, yeah, that's pretty sick, right? Like, since you haven't done any films, but you've done like editing and stuff like that. Like, what kind of films are you thinking of making? Because you were talking about how like you really like cinematics and the stories they tell. They're really good, and that's the type of thing you want
Hmm.
to do. What kind of stories do you want to tell? Yeah, what kind of stuff you want to do,
Um,
bro?
as I mentioned before, I watch like creators like Wong Fu, and I don't know if you've seen their kind of stories, but they kind of have how would I say it, like Asian background kind of stories, or kind of like
Uh, yeah,
life that like people could relate to if you're Asian or not. Like it just I don't know how to explain. Maybe Joe, you could put some input if you know.
Um, I guess the best way I could put it, especially as another well, we're both. I guess we can both consider ourselves second generation Asian because you were born in China, right? And then you flew here.
No, I was born in the U.S.
You were born in U.S. Okay. So yeah, we
yeah,
we are
fake
both.
news, bro.
Sorry, we're both
Just no, right.
we're both second generation. So any opportunity, I think this is my perspective on it. Any opportunity that we get to spread our culture and kind of um get rid of the stereotypes behind or around Asians or any specific ethnicity or race, I think is a
Exactly.
yeah, it's a good opportunity
Right.
for us, especially I don't know what Alan's childhood was like, but as for me, you know, there were some bad experiences, and instead of holding a grudge on that, I think the best thing we can do um is to work our hardest to get rid of that, where other kids don't have to deal with it as we did.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, I think
Yeah,
especially in your case, um, your way of spreading your story or your culture or what your cause is a very powerful way of doing so and a very it's very spreadable. Anybody can watch a
yeah.
film in any
If
country. It's very worldwide.
Yeah,
if you
it's
like,
a.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, my bad, my bad. Selfish. No, yeah. Like, if you master your craft, bro, you could change like society for generations, man.
Mm.
Which is
Hmm.
pretty
It's
cool.
it's yeah, it's a good way to set an example. Um, Usually Asians don't really have voice. They're usually like the typical like they're usually quiet compared to other people. So I'm a quiet person myself. Like that's true to me. But I can't go up in front of people and be like an inspirational talker and that stuff. But I could make films that bring inspiration. So that's why I want to make films.
Wow, that is, dude.
Mm,
Like it kind of hit me with an epiphany, or not an epiphany, but like that it was kind of eye opening because before I wanted to pursue nursing, I wanted to become a photographer for your exact same reason. I don't think I'm a great public speaker, and my dad personally wants me to become a pastor like he is, and like um my I guess ancestor not ancestors but like so my grandparents have been. But I explained this to him, you know, I wasn't gifted with his talent for public speaking. Um, although I'm great at talking. I'm very good at talking. Um,
no,
but
definitely.
I'm not good at it in front of people. So
Ah,
I for a while I had a real passion for photography, and I wanted to spread my message through that. But it ended up just not working out for me because especially as the years go on, photography is kind of being overrun by filmography and cinematography, and yeah, it just wasn't a good option. So
Hmm.
it's interesting that we have the same viewpoint on that. Damn. Um.
Yeah. I tend to see a lot of people, like a lot of Asians in my major as well, and I I can't help but think they might also have the same objective as me.
Right, right.
Right.
Which I guess that's a good thing. That is a good thing. You know, more people willing to come out and, you know, do
Tell
what we
the
talked
stories
about.
that only they can tell. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, so to add on to that, you were talking about Wong Fu and kind of what they did to help inspire you to pursue this. Are there any other inspirations that you have, whether it's something or someone in your life?
Um, I think a lot of them has to be like any Asian YouTubers that have like the OGs have been out there, like Ryan Higa,
Oh
Wong
yeah.
Fu. Um, yeah, a lot of them out there that I've seen in the past, and then my uncles and aunts are kind of huge inspiration as well, because they have a pretty successful life. They have kids and everything. They travel. My uncle and aunts are always helping me out too, so I kind of want to make them proud as
Oh,
well.
that's sick. That's sick. So are they like filmmakers as well?
No, not exactly. They're kind of all spread out, which is kind of cool. So if I really need advice on like or the medical field or something, I could go to my aunt because she's more into that field. If I need help in computer science, I go to this
Right.
uncle. I have an uncle in government, which is also cool, and I have another
Wow.
uncle in data analysis.
Holy
Yeah, this is
crap.
definitely successful for real.
Damn, that's
That's
Hmm.
cool
sick.
though. They're all very diverse, so like they all
Mm.
pursued their own path. I see
Yeah,
why they support you so much because like they're like living examples of what happens when you just follow the path that you want to follow. They
yeah.
still became successful. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's real. That's a real nice support system, man.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's good.
I hope for you. But
Thank you.
looking at your your past record of your family, it's statistically speaking, you're really likely to be successful
You're gonna
anyways.
pop off.
You're
Yes,
gonna pop off,
sir.
bro. You're gonna pop off.
All right. Well, so my next question for you is, or I guess slash topic is, um, what? Okay, so how do you feel about um your heritage as a Chinese, and what does it kind of mean to you? And um, do you think? Actually, yeah, I want to end it there. What does it mean to you?
I want to make sure I get this right. Could you define heritage?
Um, you know what? I'm gonna get you a real definition for you.
All right.
While he's
I
doing that,
okay. Go ahead.
let me ask a question. Um, what do you what since you're like a filmmaker, right? What do you think about Hong Kong films? You know, like the kung fu films. What do you think about
Hong
those?
Kong films. I actually, to be honest, I have not seen any.
You what about Jackie Chan? Jackie Chan's old movies are considered Hong Kong movies.
I may have seen some of his stuff in the past. I think I've seen some Bruce Lee ones as well. I don't know if that
Yeah,
counts.
but yeah, it's like basically like just kung fu films because that's
But
like
yeah,
a
the kung fu
back in that
films,
day.
I like them. I just haven't
Yeah,
seen much or had too much exposure. And as a as a film major, that's kind of bad. I haven't had I like that's another thing about me being in the film major. Like on top of it being like a kind of a a shaky path compared to like being a doctor or a lawyer, right? Um,
right, right.
I'm not really well versed in the film industry. Like I just like the idea of being able to make and create films, you know? But I have friends
Right.
who they can name like all these actors and actresses and like movie quotes and are able to do that. But my memory's terrible and I haven't had much exposure. So that's another thing that I kind of have a little problem with. But yeah,
Yeah, just a little bit like kind of like a little insecurity, like, oh man, these
yeah, and
guys
it's
know so
security.
much more about this field, about like the people that came before us. And I'm still here just trying to find my own way right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
see it for sure.
yeah, and like I mentioned before, there's a lot of Asians that I think are in the my major as well. I'm like, I have a lot of competition to go up. They could be, I consider it competition because then they'll drive me to further improve myself as well. But in the
Right.
end, they're probably gonna be like what do you call it? Like connections.
Right. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's like ranked. You're
Yeah.
in bronze right now. You're trying to get up to radiant. I see it, bro.
Yes, sir.
So back to heritage, I do have the definition here, and to be more specific with you, cultural heritage, um, is the legacy of tangible and intangible heritage assets of a group or society that is inherited from past generations.
Mm.
So go
And your
ahead.
question was what I think about my heritage.
Yeah, and what does it mean to you?
To me, heritage is important. It's like a part of you that you're born with, right?
Right.
It's
Mhm.
something that you can relate to. It's something that you can look back on, like, oh, my ancestors did this and that. But being like an Asian American that was born in the U.S., obviously, it's like I didn't like retain much of that heritage. Like I wasn't born in
Right.
China. If I was born in China, I would have much more knowledgeable about what to do about this stuff, like the religion or certain, I don't know, certain things, right? But in the US, I maybe that has to add on to why I think heritage is important too, because I feel like being in the US, you kind of lose part of that as well.
Right.
Mhm.
I do understand that.
You reckon you reckon it's because like you don't have access to it? Like you don't
Yeah,
have
I
access to key
Yeah.
parts of the culture.
yeah, I
So that's
definitely
why you feel
don't
like
have
you're missing
access.
out.
If I was like living in the city of San Francisco or somewhere with more Asian population, then maybe I would have more access to the heritage. But since
Yeah.
I come from a really small town in California, there isn't really much for me to go off, and it's all American culture, you know?
Yeah. So like you've inherited American culture, but you
Mhm.
haven't fully inherited the Chinese culture.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
I think that's something that most Asian um kids, well, I say kids, but mainly I'd say teenagers into young adults deal with, because I think part of them feels insecure about not knowing um their country's history, because personally I don't know shit about Korea's history. I don't know shit.
Mhm.
Um and that's kind of an insecurity to me, because I feel like if someone asks me about my culture and my country, and I can't give a proper answer, then I'm kind of like bullshitting it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and there's a certain I guess expectation that I've set for myself. And I guess it's kind of helped with I say helped, but my parents add on to that, because there's a certain pride that they have, because they didn't give up everything, but they did give up a lot by moving to America and giving me a better chance of succeeding than I would have in Korea. And obviously, they sacrificed a lot because they came to a country that they had no idea. They didn't know the language, they didn't know the culture, they didn't know anything. Um, and so for me to, I won't say waste, but kind of not fully take advantage of that opportunity, um, is kind of, I guess, disrespectful on my part, I think. And whether it's true or not, that's just the expectation that I've set for myself, and I think a lot of other people have set for themselves.
Yeah, I get
Yeah,
that. And for me, it's kind of the same. Like I'm grateful for my parents. Like I born in the US, I have the freedom to do this and that compared to if I were in China. China's a communist country, right? But like I can't there's a part of me that can't help think like where's my origins, you know?
right, right.
Yeah, you
Where
think
where are
about
your roots? Where is
Mhm.
our
mm,
roots? We're split between two different countries.
Like if you picture it this way, if you let's say if you're supposed to bring like a potluck of your like culture or something, it's kind of basically you don't know your culture, right? And when you go to the potluck, you don't bring anything from that culture. Like you see everyone with their
Exactly.
cool foods, like the Mexicans bring their thing, Europeans bring their thing, right? And then you from China, and you're like, well, I have all this stuff that are from America, right? Like people already know about this, but what if I want to bring something that they don't know about? You just don't have an idea of that.
Yeah, something truly unique, and
Mm-hmm.
we just don't have that. Dang.
Exactly.
So, okay,
it's yeah.
go ahead. Go
It's
ahead.
it's interesting though, because like some cultures they're able to thrive even in like different places. Like they're able to still keep like
Oh yeah.
the
Oh
center of
yeah.
their culture still within those families and whatnot. And some other places, it's like if for other people, the culture gets lost much more easily. So, like for example, like Polynesian culture in New Zealand, there's actually like it's actually so common for people to not know how to speak their own language that we've come up with a term for it. It's been around ever since I was like alive, right? Like 22 now. So it's like, yeah, 22 years and back, we already had a word for this and it was called plastic. So you called somebody who couldn't speak their own language or like didn't know much about their own culture and was fully acclimated in New Zealand culture, a plastic Polynesian, like a plastic Tongan or a plastic Samoan. And it was used like almost as derogatory because like you yeah, it's like it's a strange thing because like they kind of use it to mock you, but also it kind of shows like if the kids don't know the culture, it's on the parents' fault for not, like, teaching it to them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For
Yeah, it
not giving it to them.
brings this sort of like shame or like disgracefulness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but, like, you can't exactly blame the parents because when
Mm.
they came over, they probably try to prioritize the kids being fully acclimated into the New
Mm-hmm.
Zealand culture so they
Yeah.
could fully take advantage of the opportunities. So,
Uh,
like, you can't blame them for, like, forgetting to teach them
yeah.
about
If you're
their
caring
roots.
about their child. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other just yesterday I was talking to my friend about this kind of stuff. Like I was talking about generations and stuff, and then we ended up on the topic of how like we may be more lucky, um, being I'm being Chinese, him being Japanese, but other like Asian cultures they don't have as much access. Like Hmong, for example, they're from Laos. You know, Laos is a small place, and I don't know the details behind it, but they had to like evacuate from that place, and they moved to the U.S. I have a bunch of Hmong friends, and the sad part about that is there's like my the same age as me, their language is kind of already dying from that standpoint already, and it's kind of sad because they don't have anywhere to go back. Like for me, China is still a thing, but Laos is not a thing, and they don't have like Hmong classes in the U.S. There probably is some, but not as much as like as Chinese, for example, or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's yeah, this it's the reason like this is why I personally think it's like this is the reason why like languages die out is that like when you move from a place and you're in like a different like culture, right? It removes the necessity to even learn the language because the language is the backbone of the culture. But at the so like the problem becomes is like it's not about like trying to learn it, it's about trying to like learn it, preserve it, and then teach it to other people hoping that they wanna, learn it like, to still have a bit of their, culture left, like their
Hmm.
heritage. And it's hard because it's on the people themselves to keep it alive, but, like, when they're so used to, like, a different culture, it's almost unrealistic to expect them to do it
Right.
because, like, they don't see any need to anymore. It's kinda
And
like just getting rid of garbage in a way, but which is sad because it's not garbage. It's a
I
treasure.
I do want to bring up the topic of language because growing up and maybe Alan you've dealt with this, but I uh I kind of got and even now I'm a little used to it and it's a different situation now. But growing up, I was constantly uh people kept like constantly asked me to speak my language
Yes.
as if I was some sort of like show for them to enjoy. And
Oh, yeah.
now it's different because, I'm prideful that I'm bilingual. Um, like 80% of Americans don't know another language, and for me to, like, be almost I won't call myself fluent because there's a lot I still don't know about the Korean language, um, but I am prideful now that I know another language, especially my country's language. And so now
Yeah.
Mm.
when someone asks me, I'm like, "Yeah, I can speak Korean. What about you?" Like, square up.
Show them who's boss.
Exactly.
Dang.
Exactly.
So kids
Um,
used to mock you about learning a different language, and now
yeah,
you just
fuck
shoot
you.
back now?
Exactly, exactly.
Facts.
I wanted to bring that up, and I don't know how it was for you, Alan, but um, I think knowing language is like a majority of our pride in our culture, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's the most unique way of expressing ourselves in that culture. Um, so I just wanted to get your feelings on it and whether like do you are you fluent in any like language? Because I know China has a lot of different variations of Mandarin, right?
Okay, yeah, that's the thing. So that did happen to me in the past. Like people ask me how do you say this in Chinese or like
Hmm.
yeah, they'll always ask about like not slurs like the bad words, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not
Correct.
gonna
Yeah.
know it. And then the terrible part, I think I had it more harder than you is because I know like a certain dialect in China. Like the two main ones are Mandarin and Cantonese, right? I
Right.
don't know
Right.
those two. So even if I tell them, I'm like, what use is it gonna be for them? I don't want to give them the wrong answer. And then I also
Exactly.
don't know a lot of words in my own dialect. So just I don't know. For me, it was a lot it was really complicated, and that's the kind of adds on to the heritage thing. I'm like, I kind of wish I knew more about my heritage and learn the language as well. Uh, recently in the past year, I took Mandarin classes actually, so now I know a little bit of Mandarin, but I need to continue the studies if I
Mm.
really wanted to keep learning on it. But yeah,
You
it
know,
was difficult.
uh, uh, like like the speaking about such like I feel like as if you really want to know more about your culture, like to fully like inherit it, right? H-
Hmm.
Do you have you ever planned on going to like your homeland, basically, like to just travel there and
Oh,
just live there
definitely,
for like a month or something, just to like acclimate and like naturally become part of that culture? Like,
definitely.
yeah, what's your plans on that then?
That's definitely a plan in the future. Like
Mm,
I haven't traveled much from like past experience. I haven't traveled anywhere. Like the most I've been is to China when I was small, but I don't remember anything.
right, right,
Within the US, I've only been around the West Coast as well. So travel in my family, we haven't done a lot. Um, but because of that, in the future, I do want to travel to China and maybe like spend some time there. Maybe
right.
not specifically the hometown, but somewhere in China where I could like try to get into the culture and feel what it's like to actually
Yeah,
be like an authentic Chinese, you know?
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
See,
would you ever plan on going with your family? Just to like,
What was that?
would you ever plan on going with your family,
Um,
like your uncles or one of your auntie, like your aunties and whatnot? Just like for a short while, as they can like, cause you're first generation, right?
second generation.
second.
Ah, second generation.
Hmm.
No, sorry, I assumed you were first, cause like I was
Mm-mm.
thinking you could go with your family and then they could just like they could explain all like the little minute details from their childhood,
Yeah,
from when they grew up. Yeah.
it kind of just depends on them and money. I do have like the
Mm,
idea of being independent like currently, so I do kind of want to go by myself and see how it feels, but it would be nice to have a guide, I guess.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but yeah, the plan is to go by myself and see like maybe like study abroad would probably be the easiest, but other than that, then I might have to bring like someone like my mom or something. My uncles, I'm not too sure if they want to go back. Maybe they do, but they came to the US at a very young age, so
ah,
what they
yeah,
know is pretty much they're probably pretty much Americanized already. But my mom, on the other hand, she could translate. She knows somewhat of the culture and could go back. She's first generation. My uncles and my dad is 1.5 generation, like the generation in between where they were born in China, but they came to the US
uh,
at a young age.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, so that's my plans.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
that is something I really respect about you, though. You're making like an active uh an active shit. What's the word I'm looking for? Um,
Proactive.
Goals.
yeah, you're making an active effort. You're making an active
Ah,
effort to learn more about your culture and where you came
Mhm.
from, and especially, I feel like it's so much more complicated with um the country of China,
Yeah.
just because of their long and rich history, and
right.
we've already mentioned the different dialects and just the sheer like vastness of the actual like land. China is huge, you know.
Hmm.
Um,
It's a big boy. It's
so
a big boy.
yeah, I'm sure there's a lot to delve into for you, and I do wish you luck. Um,
Thank you.
I hope you do uh get to know more about your culture and maybe even become immersed in it. So yeah,
Fingers
um,
crossed.
yeah, really gotta
Fingers
get out of
crossed, bro.
America, man.
Hmm.
Gotta give him. Okay, well, actually, I kind of take that back. I'll half take that back. I do want to talk about, um, I guess on a lighter note, our trip to SF. But before that, San Francisco has Chinatown, right? It's
Yeah.
super famous,
Hmm.
and I actually looked up a statistic. Chinatown is the world's second densest group of Chinese in the world,
Oh,
behind
really?
China, behind
Oh,
the
no
actual
way.
country of China. It's Chinatown in San Francisco.
No
No
way.
way. I'm not surprised, but that's crazy.
Not only that, a few hours away in LA, Koreatown, second densest population of Koreans behind Korea.
Hmm.
So,
Oh,
like, America, I guess for some reason California in general, well, there's history there, but America, I am grateful for being here because we're not completely separated from our culture, right?
Yeah.
a little bit of the
Um,
homeland at home,
yeah,
huh?
not just like from our parents, because obviously our parents have an impact, but there's like an actual thriving community here that came before us who crawled so we could walk. And so now it's our job to walk so the next generation can run. But yeah, I am very grateful that my parents chose America of all countries to come and not some other country where I'd be completely severed from my culture.
Mm.
Mad respect, man, respect.
Yes, sir.
The
So
community is already there. That's cool.
so this whole SF thing. So Sai, you probably don't know about this, right?
Nah, probably not.
This Sunday, actually, um,
Oh, so soon?
yeah, this Sunday, I'm going to San Francisco
Oh, let's
for
go,
a
man.
week, for a week, and I plan to meet up with Alan and some of his friends, his younger brother, um, and yeah, it's
A
Nice.
just
lot
some
of
other
people from
friends.
the Ignore server.
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot of people from the indoor server.
Damn, bro, he's gonna volunteer for the food when it's
Uh,
raining and destroying raincoats.
so we're actually,
He's gonna
so
make the boba tea, dude.
we've had a listen, a so we've had a whole discussion about this, and we we landed on Korean barbecue, and we actually landed on this a while ago, like a month ago,
Alright.
because I've been hyping up Korean barbecue for so long to Alan, like you don't understand. A- Alan's probably annoyed, probably got annoyed with the amount of times I've hyped up
Bro,
Korean food, but
dude, I'm
I'm
not
not
surprised
annoyed.
that Alan
I'm like, this is interesting. This is cool. Like, it makes me,
yeah,
I want to go more. And
piques his
you're hyped
interest, I
up.
guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm
since
surprised.
he has a Korean friend now, and I'm going over, and we're linking up. So we decided on
Link
Korean
up.
barbecue, and to give him a somewhat genuine experience along with everybody else that's coming.
Alright, sweet. That's cool.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm kind of nervous just with the whole um introducing the food thing because um so there's this YouTuber that me and Alan both watch, and maybe even you watch, Saya. Um, they're called Korean Englishmen, and his entire channel is so he's English, but he grew
Oh,
up
no.
around Koreans, and he's really in tune with the culture. And so his whole channel is based around introducing the culture to other people. And so I've been watching it. I've been like, damn, that's cool. I wish I could do that. And now this, I guess, opportunity has come. Not as big, obviously. It's just a group of friends who've probably all tried Korean food. But I am
Yeah, yeah.
kind of nervous because it's not. It's there's micro issues and there's macro issues. So micro issues being like, what if I overcook the food? What if the restaurant we choose is bad or anything like that? But my macro issues being like, oh shit, what if I like really botch introducing this.
Bro, do you
And
know what I'm surprised about? Bro, you're walking. You're going to like like away. You're going away from home into a different into a stranger's like territory, and
yeah,
you're like, yeah. This stranger here has got exactly what I envisioned when I was talking about Korean barbecue to you, bro. And then Anne's gonna sit there like, oh, facts. He's gonna eat it, and then you have no idea. You haven't like quality checked this guy, or you haven't quality checked anything at this place, and you just gotta have to leave it all up to fate, bro.
yeah, I really am. But yeah,
I mean, that's just Joe shit, though. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's just my
Just
that's
make
just
plays
me.
without thinking about it.
Yeah, yeah.
You're representing all of Korea here, Joe. No pressure.
God damn.
Yeah. And by the way, you're doing it. You're doing it with no preparation in your own home base.
Fuck. Yeah, I'm literally I'm going across the country.
Bro, I'm not. You know what?
Literally.
I'm not surprised that Alan hasn't tried like real Korean barbecue. I guess I'd say right now.
Well, technically you
I
have,
I
right?
have
I
went to
have.
Korean barbecue, but to have like a Korean friend show me like the ropes, that's what I'm
Yeah.
looking for.
Mm.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yes.
Because I was gonna make a joke
Uh,
about like, yeah, this guy must not know because he's so obsessed with fried rice, and you can't really fry rice at a barbecue.
yeah, can we get Korean fried rice at Korean barbecue?
Yeah, you definitely can. Bro,
You just see
no.
the cook just put some rice on the freaking on the grill.
On
He's
the
just
grill
stirring
right
the
in
rice on the
front.
There's
grill, bro.
like all this meat, just like boogie and brisket, but I'm like, I just want fried rice.
And he just looked at
Bruh.
the fried rice like, damn, this is
I'd be
looking good.
heartbroken.
The best thing of all this was the fried rice, not the meat.
Bruh. Damn.
He eats like Alan just eats a lot of meat, and then he just tries a little bit of the rice and he goes, wait, this rice is garbage. He's like, yeah, I'm never having Korean barbecue ever again. It's like, yo.
Oh, dude, you give me nightmare fuel, man. Ah,
He's just
pain.
nodding his head to the meat like, this is pretty good. He just has
Pain.
one bite of rice he doesn't like. He just goes, nah, this is
No,
trash, bro.
bro, no. That cannot happen. That will not
Absolute
happen.
garbage.
That will not happen.
I don't even know
Alan
if
thing, I'll guarantee you.
I don't even know if the place we chose has Korean fried rice, but Joe did mention his mom and him might go scout it out, so he
Yeah.
won't be totally in the dark.
Yeah,
My
he's
mom is
quality
serious
checking.
about this shit. Okay?
Your
When
mom's
we
gourmet, huh?
when we
Dang.
take family vacation, my mom's serious about this shit. And especially if I take the time to plan something, then she has to double check with me and plan stuff out herself. Like yeah,
Oh, so
anyways,
she's double checking your
my plan.
plan to make
Yes.
sure it's top quality.
Yes.
She's
For my
making sure that
friend.
she's making sure that you won't embarrass the family.
Yeah,
She's making
but
sure that you
I guess it's more that than giving my friends that she's never met a proper experience. But yeah, yeah. So
she
that
doesn't want you
Monday,
to give them a bad name, the family a bad name.
little town job.
I just want to say something. Thank you to Mama Joe for letting us borrow your kid. Hopefully
Ah,
he won't. Hopefully he won't be a disgrace to the Korean culture.
Thank
listen.
you, Mama Joe, for double checking Joe's recommendations.
He's coming from somewhere not from his hometown, and I'm just surprised his mom like, oh yeah, you can go with these strangers to Korean barbecue.
Honestly, I was surprised too. I was highly surprised. But
Maybe
I
have
don't
you
think
ever
my dad
talked
even knows about this.
have you ever talked to your mom about like the ignore server friends?
Oh yes, I have.
Oh
I
yeah,
have.
yeah.
I've.
That's probably why.
You know
Because
what,
you've talked to them. Yeah.
Alan? You might be surprised about this, but I bring you up a lot in our conversations.
Oh, for real.
I bring you up a lot, and your name when I mention her, because she's not gonna remember Alan. She's just not.
Uh-huh.
Like she's not remembering Alan. So I call you the UC Davis film major. That's your
Oh,
official name. That's your title in
I
our
thought it could be
family.
like
Hey,
the
that's,
Chinese kid or something.
We know more. We know other Chinese kids, so I got to be real specific.
Mm.
Um, but I honestly, I really don't know why you come up. I think it's just another thing of like you being interested in cinematography and me being interested in photography, and my mom knows that I have a passion for photography. So it's
It's like
like,
connections.
yeah,
that's
there's very subtle connections but yeah, I do bring up the ignore server quite a bit. Now she doesn't know it's the ignore server and that there's an actual server, but I have
And
mentioned many people.
she just knows it's like a friend group online, right?
Yes.
I reckon the reason why she's okay with it is because as like quote unquote mother's intuition, but really she probably feels good vibes for when you talk about them. Like,
Yeah,
and plus
probably.
the way you talk about them, there's like no red flags.
Yeah.
So that's probably why she was okay with it.
Listen, as long as I
Because
don't talk about Shin being an alcoholic, I think we'll be fine.
oh my god, Shin, yeah. Oh,
Oh
dude,
my.
Shin sends me like so many like farming vids. They're so interesting.
Oh
Like
yeah.
there was one, it was like sending me one about like almond trees, right? Where like the fruits drop and then the almond trees, like the nuts inside, they literally just pop out once it gets too dry. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
He sends inside like a whole documentary and
I
stuff.
know, right? Shin's
Yeah,
such an
he's
interesting character. I we
yeah.
gotta
We'll
he
bring
has to
him
go
a
on the podcast.
he'll come. We'll bring him on as a guest. But for now,
Yeah.
our guest of honor is Alan, the
Yes.
fried rice gourmet man.
Is that gonna be the joke now? Oh man.
Yeah. You know,
Hey,
you're
interesting fact.
Hey,
Well,
Wong though.
I can't tell you the fact, but never mind. Shin and I share the same interests, so
Oh yeah?
What is the alcohol?
no, not
Alcohol.
alcohol. I have not drank before, bro.
That's just a joke,
Hey,
Mama Joe. That's
no
just a
shade
joke,
to
Mama
Shin.
Joe.
No shade. No shade. No shade. All
that
love.
was just a joke, Mama Joe.
We
We're
all
just
love
kidding.
him.
We're just kidding.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there. But yeah, so mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a
Well,
reason you guys are best friends.
Yeah.
for sure.
Um,
So yeah,
go ahead.
well, I was gonna ask somebody right now. How's the Rocket League going? Have you completely given
Uh,
that up, Ryan? Not
Oh
Ryan. Alan.
no, I haven't. Joe and I and my brother play from time to time. It's kind of like a game
Oh,
that's chill, and then we can like
yeah.
go back to, like I don't know, Apex and League is kind of
Yeah.
try hard, sweaty. Rocket League is like, oh, we're doing flips and shit, right?
doing
So
some moves, bro.
really our policy is if we're going off from like Apex, Valorant, League, and we've had a bad game, we're switching right over to Rocket League. Like
Yep.
immediately. Like we suggested to each other, but let's be honest. After that bad loss, we all have the same the same thought at the exact same moment. We're like Rocket League, and we
Rocket
all
League.
switch
Yo,
over. Like I have
yo,
Epic Launcher open. I'm ready.
Yeah.
you get fucking headshotted from like 200 meters away. Don't
Hell
even know
no.
what happened to you. You miss like 60 shots, and all you think about like simultaneously, all three of you is, yeah, fuck this shit. I'm
Alright,
gonna do
Our
some
boys.
soccer
backflip.
looking nice.
I'm gonna do
Alright,
some
boys.
backflips with my sick car, bro.
Hell yeah.
After that headshot, you're like, all right, boys, I'm on Rocket League. You guys on yet?
Yes, sir. And I'm in the
Alright,
train. I'm
let me
warming
do
up.
let me do
Control
this flip
04.
with my fucking move my fucking car to the goal, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck the flick with the wrist, bro.
The Rocket League grind has not stopped. Well, not really grind, but our
It's
our play
become
has
like
not stopped.
Yeah,
a
it's
Rocket
chill.
League pastime. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very good game. It's a very solid game.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
That's cool.
so we brought up SF and my vacation. I guess a 1-day vacation for you guys at night for like 5 hours. Doesn't really count. But we brought up the fact that we might play tennis. We might play billiards, but we're really interested in playing tennis because me and Alan are really interested in tennis.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, tennis boys, eh?
yeah, so I wanted to ask you, Alan, how'd you get into it?
Okay, here's the
I feel like I've
thing.
never asked you this.
Going from middle school to high school, it's kind of like, I don't know what you call it, but I think like maybe you should probably join a club or join a sport if you want to do good in high school, right?
Right.
And
Right.
then being like the shy Asian kid I was, I'm like, I don't know if I want to go to any clubs, and like I don't want to. I did leadership in middle school, but I didn't want to do that in high school anymore. I'm like, what sport do I even go in? Well, there was tennis. I had a older friend who's a year older than me. He joined the tennis team as well, so I was like, well, I have someone in there. I could join that as well. And that's kind of how I got into tennis. It's kind of like the Asian sport, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Not really, but yeah.
It's the old Asian sport. If
Mm-hmm.
you go to a
And my
tennis park, you always see some middle-aged men out there actually smashing the ball.
Yeah. And then my dad's played tennis at the same high school in the past as well. So I like it's kind of meant to be. I gotta go join the tennis team, right?
Hell yeah. So I just like tennis because my mom likes a lot of sports. Um, so I just got into tennis through her. But
Mhm.
when I learned that you like tennis, I was like, that's just like another connection between us.
Yeah.
But more
Dang.
importantly, I still don't have a friend to talk about tennis with besides my mom up to this point. Like, bro,
Mm.
I love tennis so much. It's such a fun sport to not only play but watch, and it gets really
Yes.
intense, and you can have really good conversations about it, like serves, certain grips, how they place
Techniques.
the ball, technique. It's so in it like so deep, but I've never had an outlet. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So you know, now that you're here and we could talk about it, I s- it's cool, man.
And
It's
I'm
great.
curious to see what tennis skills you do have
Oh
when
hell
if we
no.
do hit during
Bro,
SF.
it's been 2 years. I don't know how to hit the tennis ball. Don't have it. Don't set expectations for me.
I just wanna
It's
see I just
bad.
want someone else to play tennis with, just to
Yeah,
see.
fair enough.
Cause all I have is
Right.
my past teammates. Shin doesn't play tennis. He plays a different sport, which he'll probably mention when he comes on here.
Mhm.
Yeah. W-
But yeah, so
So,
like another person that plays tennis.
Mm.
interesting. Are you guys gonna be like? Are you guys gonna do the classic tennis? The tennis grunts when you play, like the ooh,
Oh,
ooh,
maybe.
ooh.
Maybe.
Maybe it's kind of like
Every time I watch,
a yeah, it's kind of
every
like a
time I watch
meme.
tennis,
Yeah,
that's
it's a
all I see.
meme.
If we're like joking around or having fun during like a match or something, the noise and grunts are definitely gonna come in.
Oh yeah. Wait, what? You said that, bro?
What?
Pause. Pause.
Hot the hoot, hot
Pause.
the hoot.
Wait,
Hot
what?
Let's go. Yeah.
uh,
On
you
that
hit the
note,
ball,
moving
and,
on.
bro. You hit the ball, and all you hear from the grunt is the the fucking guy. Fucking.
Okay. I do wanna I do wanna stick on the topic of sports for a little bit with the Olympics. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh,
Now
Olympics. Yeah, yeah.
the in the last podcast, Janet mentioned watching the Olympics. We talked about it for a little bit, but even before this podcast, like today, like an hour ago, me and Alan were watching some tennis clips, and
Right.
right now I think China is in the lead with the most gold medals, and then it's like the U.S. and then maybe Russia, and then seventh place is Korea. It's
Dang.
always been like that. We always end up in the top 10, and then it's either China or the US. Fuck it.
Let's go China.
Yeah, I've accepted it at this point. But um, there's so many like talented athletes that come out of China. Why do you think that is? Like table tennis, bro. No one fucks with China. Like no one. No one wants to smoke.
I reckon it's because China's a big country, right?
Is it
And
just like
purely because of
sheer output of children?
no, it's not like yeah. This is what I'm thinking, right? The sheer output of children, but because there's so many children, the competition gets harsher because there's so much people to fight. You
Ah,
know what I mean?
that's
And if
true.
you're gonna be competing with so much people, naturally the better players are gonna like have way more diverse players to fight against. You know what I
So
mean?
there's a
That's
natural
The,
true.
selection to this.
yeah, there's a
I didn't
There's
natural
even
natural
think of
selection.
that.
selection.
The
Yeah, I didn't think
smaller
about
the
that
yeah,
either.
the smaller the pool, the less diverse the play styles will be. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah, I
Interesting.
was I was thinking more along the lines of maybe China just has like a lot of discipline because I don't know. I just think back to like comparing U.S. schools to like Chinese schools. Like
Oh my
Chinese schools
gosh.
are so much tougher than U.S.
Oh
schools.
yeah,
So
Same
I'm
and
like,
the
it might be the
culture.
yeah.
same thing with the
Well,
sport, you know?
Yeah.
definitely the culture as well. Like just like the pure like discipline, I guess, or like
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
difficulty, the competition between you like between each competitor is much more
Oh,
likely to be harsher, I guess.
so I actually want to bring this up. Um, so the US men's basketball team, world famous for being the best basketball players in the world. Everybody's goal is to get to the NBA, right?
Right.
Um, these past few weeks, they've lost to Nigeria, Australia, and they got blown out by some other team.
Oh my.
and then
Oh
they,
my god.
they blew out Iran. But they're they have a negative. I almost said KD. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
They
they
have
have a
a
negative
they
88,
have a
bro.
negative
Jesus.
record. They have a negative. I think they're like 2-3 right now, including exhibition matches.
That's
That
Jeez.
yikes.
and I think
That's
everybody's
crazy.
saying this, right? Not only has the NBA gotten soft, that's a whole nother topic, but America is out there to play for themselves, whereas other countries are out there to bring honor to their countries.
Mhm.
And this isn't like, there's like the whole meme about bringing honor to Asian family. No, no, no. This is every other country that's in the Olympics right now has that same attitude except for America. Every single one. And why that is, Lord knows why. I don't know whether it's like maybe like you said, it's a lack of discipline in America,
Mhm.
or there's not as much pride here in our own country. But yeah, bro, the other countries are just they're fierce out there. They will put their bodies on the line to to I guess bring honor, yeah, to their countries,
Mm. I reckon it'll be a discipline problem, right? Because
right?
when you go in towards the top, like when you reach towards the top of anything, right? No matter what it is, like creative art or like something else, right? Like sports and stuff. The discipline, like the margin of discipline between each player or like each person gets smaller and smaller because like the skill required at that level um needs a strong foundation of discipline anyways, right? So I don't
Right.
think it's a problem with discipline for like America. Maybe it's probably like a problem of something else, like maybe no pride, like all the
Yeah, it
problems
might be
going on in
that.
America maybe dampening their spirits, the athlete's spirits. Or maybe it's that they've become complacent. So the discipline's still there, but the drive to succeed isn't anymore. Like
Right.
maybe they've already accomplished something and they're satisfied, which is why they're not fighting as hard. But
Mm.
I don't I don't remember America winning that many gold medals last Olympics.
I
Did
mean,
they?
so since 2000, so their loss this year's Olympics was the very first loss that the U.S. men's basketball team had received since 2004.
Ah, yeah. So they definitely got complacent then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They
Yes.
the competition got fiercer, like the drive, the desire became stronger for the other teams.
For sure.
But while you're sitting at the top, it's hard to beat yourself. You know what I mean?
Mm,
It's hard to be better when you already feel satisfied about being where you're at.
right.
Yeah. Because I think a fighter there's like a famous fighter that said something about this, a UFC fighter. He said that satisfaction as the death of a champion or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Damn that. Yeah. That's hard. Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how we just keep saying yeah. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Just
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Alan, you want to put one in there?
You wanna put a yeah in
Mm.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess moving on from the Olympics. I actually, unless you guys had something else to say about it.
Oh yeah.
No.
You wanna talk about something a little spicy?
Sure.
Let's go. Let's have it.
All right. Have you seen the women's weightlifting competition?
Oh, yes.
What's your opinion on that?
So, so are you
Because it
talking about
the the winner. I'm talking about the winner
are you
being
talking about the Filipino?
hold up, let me double check.
Because there's a Filipino weightlifter who won gold, and that is the Philippines' very first Olympic gold medal ever.
Oh no way. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's dope.
Interesting
That's
sport too.
I know, right? For yeah, women's weightlifting. Hell yeah.
that's fire, bro. Wait, what was I looking at? I don't remember now.
Women's weightlifting? Was there like a controversy as to who the winner was?
Ah, yeah. Yeah, this is not a controversy, I guess, but this is something I was wondering about. There's a transgender that won as a woman, as a trans woman, so it's a
Ah,
woman that won the
Mhm.
women's weightlifting,
uh-huh.
and this is something I wanted to talk about. It's a bit spicy, but what's your thoughts about trans competing in a woman competition?
Ah, Alan, you wanna go first?
I really don't know. Like I'm kind of on the fence, you know. I see
Yeah.
both sides of the ordeal,
Yeah,
but I'm like I don't know what the best way to deal with that is, you know?
yeah. My I think I feel I like what I see from it is that I reckon it's kind of unfair because they have a they have like an advantage. Like their body was formerly male, right? So it's a
Mhm.
bit of an advantage at that point. Because like let's face it.
Um.
I mean, let's not face it. It's just that men generally are just stronger
Yeah.
at certain aspects,
Yeah, just
Mhm.
and then in this
genetically.
aspect, yeah, genetically, right? And like like it's a woman, it's still a woman competing, right? But it feels like it's an unfair advantage in a way, because
Mm,
it's not an advantage that other women can have that this
Yeah.
woman has.
I don't know. I
Like
feel like
that's how I
it,
see it. Is that it's a advantage that only she can have compared to the other competitors.
mhm. Yeah, I feel like maybe the best case scenario is like they would have to make a like another gender, you know how there's male, female, they got to make trans male, trans female. Either that or
yeah,
they
like
come up with
another
yeah, either
category.
that or they had to come up with some rule of injection where they had to inject themselves with something that makes them less manly,
This
like less
this
genetically manly. I don't know.
but like I think it's such a gray spot though, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah, definitely.
while I'm happy for her to have won that, I feel like it's a victory that's what's the word? It's a victory that's a bit a bit too lopsided, you know what I mean, in her
Yeah,
favor. The
yeah.
Mhm.
chances were too lopsided in her favor.
So,
'Cause it's like yeah, I think someone could say, it's like, "Why are you complaining about that when there's people that naturally have advantages over other people?" And it's like, yeah, sure, but it's advantages that's confined within their genetics, right? But she has like a literal genetic advantage in a way. I mean, she used to until she fully transitioned. But I don't know. Like I'm still on the fence. I mean, I'm not on the fence, but I'm willing to have my opinion changed.
okay,
That type
so
of thing.
I'll pitch in here. This is my 2 cents on it, and I actually have an example to go along with this. Um, so, like you said, it's a gray area, and it's really, really complicated because, um, depending on, you know, if a person says that they're a female and identify as one, then they are one, you know? Like, if they are, they are. However, however, like you said, this argument is too lopsided for the person in question. As in the person in question has too much of an advantage or disadvantage. If there's a female, that's trans and I won't say claim, but says that they're a male. Also, you never see cases of that happening, you know? Or you rarely see cases of females um turning to males, you know? Especially in sports.
Competing in male like competition.
Yes. You
I reckon it's because it's harder, right? Like
exactly, exactly. So
yeah,
that's another side of the argument. It's too lopsided to the person in question, either advan advantageously or disadvantageously.
yeah,
Um, and so I kind of want
and
to make this example. So let's put a prime LeBron James, arguably the GOAT, not the GOAT, arguably
yeah,
a prime LeBron James in the WNBA at the same time. He drops 72 points in his debut game. What's the response? Are people happy for him? Are people happy for the WNBA for accepting him as a trans?
No.
and letting him in, or are the WNBA players pissed that another player has come in and absolutely wrecked the balance of the game? There's sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I would
Well,
think the second option.
Exactly. People would be pissed if LeBron James went into the WNBA and scored 72 points. That's not rolling. So I think this is my opinion. The best way to approach this is like what Alan said, is to make an entirely different category.
mm,
For trans male or female.
the only problem right now though is that there's not enough trans, right?
Yeah,
To
there's not a big enough sample size to
so I think
render it
I think
necessary.
we'll probably have to wait a few more years, I guess. Maybe like
Yeah.
a decade or something until like it becomes more acceptable, like it becomes more normalized for trans athletes to compete.
Hmm.
But like the thing that kind of hurts my soul in a way, it's like thinking about all the people that's working hard and they have to face against this type of problem, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, just
this type of competition where it's like
exactly.
it's and I feel for it, right? Like, man, I can't imagine being a guy inside the body of a female trying to compete against other guys. Like,
Right?
I would be so fucking mad that I can't compete on the same level as these guys. You know what I mean?
It's not like
I
something they can control either, right? This
Yeah,
is
it's not something they
genetic,
control. It's not trans fault that like they have a genetic advantage or disadvantage. And it's like
exactly.
like I see why the trans is happy like to win. Oh, I shouldn't say the trans. I should say Laurel Hubbard. I just looked up her name.
Okay.
I I, I see like I'm happy for it and I hope she feels good about it. I also hope that she doesn't feel guilty for it. Cause imagine how many people are telling her like, "Yo, bro, what the fuck? Yo, you got a man's strength competing in a woman competition, bro.
Right.
This ain't the same level." But it's like also it's not her fault, you know what I mean? It's not her
Hmm.
fault that she was born with this advantage. It's just
And that's
that
the gray area.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's not her fault, but also it's not the other people's fault either that they weren't given that same advantage. Like I feel like they're being punished for something that they're not at fault for doing. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just such a gray area, and I don't think there's like a valid solution to it.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
reckon it'll take a few years, and a lot of athletes are gonna definitely take a whole lot of L's
Yeah.
on both sides. If there's even sides to this, I don't think so.
All right. Well, I guess moving on from the Olympics, if there's nothing else. All right.
Ah,
Is there something?
did y'all see the intros for the Olympics? They were playing video
Intros.
game musics
Oh, were they
when they were
really?
introducing it. Yeah, they played Sega. They're playing Sega music, dude.
I saw a post where
It's
they play like anime music as well.
Yeah, it was
That's
Sega. It was
dope.
video game music, like Sega and Square Enix, and I forgot the other company. It was those three, Bandai Namco, I think. So they were playing their most iconic songs, like Monster Hunter. They're playing Monster Hunter
Oh.
music. They were playing Nier, bro. They were playing bro. They legit played Sonic the Hedgehog music too. It was crazy, bro. Oh, it was wild. I loved it. I loved it. Yeah, that
Damn.
was sick.
Yeah,
I mean,
I did
The
not know
best
that.
part about the Olympics.
I know, right? All the weaves are going crazy. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I think archery had like the AOT music, and then volleyball had the volleyball. What was that volleyball? And
The
um,
haiku?
yeah, IQ.
Did they really? Yo, wait, I need to look up a clip of this.
Yeah, we could look one up afterwards.
That's first thing I'm doing after the podcast. I'm leaving a note. I don't care.
let's go. Let's go.
Um, so Olympics, anime, music. All right, hell yeah. Um, so moving on from the Olympics.
Yeah, moving on
Um,
from the Olympics.
I this is a question that I should have asked like really early on, but I was really I guess we kind of went into the rabbit hole. So
Dude, yeah.
how did you meet June? And how did you join the server?
How did I meet June? I think like most many of us, maybe not many of us, but I met June through Paladins, sort of. Um,
Paladins?
yeah,
Oh my god.
Paladins is where a lot of us kind of have the similarities. Like we know each other
No
from that game,
way.
kind of thing. And then back then, I only knew of him as his alias, like in game. I haven't talked to him or anything. But we had the other friend called Cuke, now known as what was it, Nabi Cook?
Nabi, I don't know. He's changed his name too many times.
I think
Nabi
he's
Cook.
Nabi. I think he's
Nabi.
Nabi now.
Yeah.
But he used to go by Cuke, right? And things happen. He has his own server. And Mima was a good player back then on Andro, so he was in the server
Damn.
as well. And then it kind of just happened. He made a server, and I got invited.
Yeah,
I don't,
like
I, I don't know the
June.
specifics, but that's like the gist of it, you know.
June tends to have this habit of getting really close with a certain person, like becoming really good friends, inviting him to the server, and then everything just clicks from there. I don't know. And maybe it's something about his servers,
Mm,
but uh
He's got
maybe
charisma, bro.
yeah, maybe he's the initiator behind everything. I I don't know. But yeah, there's just something about him. But yeah. So
yeah,
so Paladin. I'm trying to remember now. I probably met you on Paladins too, huh?
I think so. I don't even know.
Did I meet you through Cuke in the custom games?
He's here for Q. Yeah, I'm trying to remember because I met some people through Minecraft and then some people through Paladins. Those are
Yeah.
two games.
Honestly, I think the main thing I remember about being friends with you back then is I just think back to the Fortnite days. That's all I
Fortnite. I
think
forgot
about.
about that.
Yeah, I just think back to the Fortnite days
Ooh.
because y- that one night we pulled an all-nighter together
Oh
and
man, I remember that. At two rock stars.
yeah, that you drank like half of one, didn't you?
I don't remember.
Yeah, but
It still didn't fix my sleep schedule. I
it
still
was
slept like the
useless.
next
We
day.
just stayed up all night playing Fortnite to play Fortnite. Like
Yep.
it did not do anything. I went to sleep during the day. It messed up my sleep schedule.
hmm
Anyways, yeah, that's all I think about when I think about gaming with you.
Yep. I don't know. It back then is like a little. I like I mentioned earlier. I have bad memories. I don't remember, but I just know it's a mix of Paladins, Cuke, you, and then somehow everything happened.
Yeah, for sure.
Facts, facts. That's
Um,
crazy, dude. The Fortnite
okay,
grind, eh? I love Fortnite. I love Fortnite.
bro,
Oh
don't even.
God,
I
no!
don't. I don't want to be reminded of. I don't want to be reminded
Get
of
out of
that,
here! I
man.
don't
Yeah,
want.
that's terrible. We've moved on to bigger, better things like League.
Yeah.
Um, um,
All right, all right. We already spoke about how you met June, how you got into the server, the Fortnite grind. What's the next question? What's the next question, Joe?
So I guess just to wrap things all up, we are nearing the end of our time here.
Mhm.
Ah, right.
I actually, yeah. So, what are your actually? No, I'll just ask you this. Who are you most interested in as the next guest, as a guest?
Who am I most interested as the next guest? I don't even know.
Who do you want to know about?
Yeah, who you want us to interview?
Oh, hmm. I would say like either Rav or Cuke.
Dude, I would
Okay.
love to have Rav here.
Yeah. Okay. I still need to work that out. I need to DM her about it. But yeah, I'm I'm very keen on Rav as well.
Rav or Cuke. They're the OGs.
True. Very true.
I want to hear Kuko's just speak, bro.
Man. Cuke's episode is gonna be a doozy. It's gonna be a doozy.
He probably doesn't
Yeah,
even know this thing is happening.
man. Yeah, he probably doesn't. Um, but
He,
yeah, okay. So
yeah,
so Rav and Cuke, is there like a
Mhm.
certain reason behind that other than like the fact that they're the OGs?
yeah.
I think they're the one thing being their OG. Second being is like I haven't talked to, like I haven't really had like a nice game or conversation with them in a while. So it would be nice to like see them like interacting with you guys. You know.
Right.
Right.
And
I also
also,
think Rab would work really well in this podcast situation.
I
Oh, she definitely will.
I think it's gonna be a cool dynamic of Saya getting to know both of them better.
Mm-hmm.
Because you and I, we have history. But Saya is more recent. He's a recent character. You know, we've
Yeah.
recently introduced him into the plot.
Yeah,
Well,
most of
with
So
these
DLC, I mean
episodes.
DLC, dude.
Yeah, most of these episodes, Saya's basically getting to know most of us.
yeah, we
That's
gotta.
why I'm mostly silent, dude. I'm just trying to absorb the info. Like,
Yeah, there's got to be
fried rice,
character development. There's got to be character
He's an
development.
concrete.
outside opinion, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was my last question. Saya, if you have anything, you can ask.
Um, why didn't you recommend Ryan?
Oh,
And
I mean, they must have known. They did grow up together.
True. Yeah.
he's my brother. He's I don't know. I play with games with him. I'm a lot closer to him compared to Shin is to his
Kin
brother.
by Kin
Sounds
by
But
probably
blood and
I
soul.
don't know. It doesn't feel right for him to be the next one. You know, gotta wait his turn in line.
Damn. Hey, little bro, you gotta wait. I'll get back in the line, bro.
Ryan's in the other room, malding, punching the air.
Ryan's like,
One fire.
what? What can I get? Like, why did I have to do that, my voice, bro?
Hey, no shade, no shade, no shade. All
Uh,
right, well, we'll end it at that. My name's been Joe, or Boris's Food. Thank you
and my
for,
name's been Saya Boogie Summer Boris Vibe.
This is Ark, Alan, or Boris's brain.
and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you for listening.
Bye
Peace.
bye.
Peace.